dear viewers and listeners, good morning and welcome on to this week's edition of Insight on the Metropolitan Broadcasting Services, owners of Impact Business Radio and Impact Africa Television. On this program, we try and look at a number of issues, which we'll go into later. I am Adefemi Makpaderon, and my colleague Anuluwapo Morinde is here with us. Anu?
Femi, a very good morning to you. I think we're continuing from where we stopped last week.
Yes, we did.
All right, so lead us into it.
Thank you so much, Anu. On this program Inside, we look at the Nigerian nation from 1914 to date. We try to put into focus some of the issues, incidences that happened then that have perhaps shaped our future, and for good or for evil. We try to answer some questions about our Nigerianness and also project into the future by looking at where we are supposed to be now as a nation. On previous editions of this program, we have looked at how we became a country through the amalgamation of the Northern and Southern Protectorates by the British government, and how over the years we have had several constitutions up to the 1999 Constitution, which we are presently using. We have identified the fact that Nigeria as a country was built on a faulty and decrepit foundation, and this foundation has to be tinkered with for us to be able to move forward. We have also looked at the gripping and we have failures and our successes against recorded by the regional government prior to January 1966, and how the military system of government came into being. We have also identified that the military or the unitary system of government is the bane to development in this country. The unitary system of government has produced the quota system, the federal character, and has inadvertently promoted mediocrity over and above merit. Last week on this program, we ended on the theme of our founding fathers and the prodigal sons and daughters who inherited their legacies and blew them away, as it were. It is no longer news that some of the countries who were on the same pedestal with us in 1960 have left us behind. Some of those countries who came to us for assistance then are now our benefactors. Even at the height of our greatness, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, borrowed money from us. Nigeria was so rich that we even paid the salaries of the civil servants of some countries. We had so much money then that we didn't know how to spend it. When I finished my youth service corps, 5 jobs were waiting for me. Today, our graduates are in the labor market for years on end. Our industries have packed up. Our children, even the best brains from our universities, are on the tarmac waiting to catch the next flight outside our country, as in popular lingo, to Japa. What has gone wrong with us as a people and as a nation? Where did we miss it? When did the rain start beating us? Why did our leaders refuse to plan for the rainy day? Why were they not visionary enough and forward-looking like the biblical Joseph? How come they squandered the legacies of the founding fathers? And how come they stole our patrimony and the commonwealth? Why did you and me not rise up to protest this blatant rape on the nation? When shall the prodigal sons and daughters come to themselves and do what is right? For how long shall this continue? If Awolowo, Azikwe, Tafawa Balewa, and Ahmadu Bello were alive today, will they be happy at what the nation has become? And even in their graves, will they not be lamenting what the nation has become in the hands of these prodigal sons and daughters? What should we now do to rescue this nation from the hyena and the jackals that have stolen it blind? That is the focus on Insight today. Anu, over to you.
Thank you so much. And we have our regular guest with us in the studio, Dikin Olabiola is here. Thank you so much once again for your time.
Thank you. Good morning.
And Mr. Laulu Aboguloko is here. Good morning, Mr. Laulu Aboguloko.
Good morning.
Let's go
Thank
to
you
our
for having me.
All right, so Dikin, at some point in time, the prodigal son, according to the Holy Writ, retraced his steps. He repented. Oh, he discovered that he's gone astray. In Nigeria, is there an inkling of the so-called prodigals retracing their steps with what you are seeing? Any hope in sight?
Thank you, and good morning, viewers at home. There is always hope. But luckily you said hope in sight. It depends on where you are looking and what you see. There is always hope. If you will come to yourself and realize I'm not destined to live like this. That's what happened to the prodigal son. He looked back and looked at his situation and said, wow, how can I? So let me say, how can I, the son of Awolowo, how can I, in any way related to Odua, how can I, the child of Sardauna of Sokoto or wherever, be living like this? I think I'm even appreciating the theme the more with this question. You must come to yourself and realize what you've lost. The prodigal son realized he has lost quite a lot. And it's not time for battle. It's not for you to battle. It's just for you to say, thus far, no further. I must go back to my father's house. And that is the whole essence of the symposium. Can we open the eyes of Nigerians to what they've lost? The guy realized the type of food I'm eating. How can I be eating with pigs? I hope you know the story.
Mm-hmm.
Eh?
Yes.
Is it not time for Nigerians to ask a question? How can we be eating with pigs?
Exactly, that is the question that we'll throw back to you. How did we get here?
We got here essentially because the owners threw the key away.
The owners threw the key away?
Yep.
You mean the Awolowos, the Sardaunas, they threw the key away?
They threw it away because some people came with gun on their head. Okay, maybe I retrace a little. We were not like this before. We have people that are planning for the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
We were not like this before. By the time people gathered, they have a system in mind. Some guys came, killed those that had that vision. The ones they cannot kill, they shoved them aside. Even the people that did that were not able to access the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Some opportunistic people took advantage and mounted the throne. I dare say unprepared or prepared for evil. Nigeria was not given any chance to survive. We've said it here. It's like you are raping a 5-year-old girl. Nigeria was barely 5 years old when these guys came. They were just learning their steps.
Okay, Mr. Bogoloko, in those days, I don't want to use the good old days, but in those days, Nigeria as a nation, we had rolling plans. 25-year development plan,
yes.
5-year plan, but these days it is going cap in hand to Abuja.
Low cost, if you must say. Now, we were talking of prodigal son. What we have now are carpetbaggers. They are traders. They want to invest and reap and go away. Just like we used to say on this program, quoting Aminu Kano, that Nigeria is just a big supermarket. You go there without anybody, no security, nobody. Just go there, pick whatever you want to pick and go away. In those days, people have plans. They want to leave a legacy. Now, I don't think anybody is interested in having a legacy. They want to take care of their family, and just like the prodigal son, unfortunately, unlike the prodigal son, who was exposed to reality of life and they had to think back, our people are just living in delusion. All these people we can classify as prodigal son now, because they are in a sort of opulence, living in a mansion among the squalors. They can afford light, they can afford water, they have their bowl, they have solar light. Even amongst even if the people that they are living among does not have such, but they don't know that eventually what they think they have, they will lose it. Because it doesn't take a moment for all such things to evaporate. Like we used to say, if the rich are sleeping in a fenced house and the poor are hungry and angry and cannot sleep, it is better for the rich not to sleep with the two eyes closed. Nowadays, people do not care. Even in those days, parties do have policy and manifesto and all the rest. Yes. You can classify some as social welfareism, some people capitalism. But nowadays, people jump from one party to the other. You cannot even differentiate. They are businessmen. It's as simple as that.
Okay. When we look at the analogy, the biblical analogy of the prodigal son, he took his portion and left. He didn't rub it on the people. He didn't rub it off on them.
Yeah.
But in this case, politically in Nigeria, what belongs to the people, I mean the common patrimony, the so-called prodigal ones, they steal it.
Yeah.
They live among the people. They rub it off on them.
Yes.
How come the people are so helpless? How come have their feet been taken? You discover that those around these prodigal sons, they barely ask questions. How did that happen?
Well, the situation is this: when you have power, there are two things you can do with power. You can punish, you can favor. Those who have power, they've impoverished the people, and you just see when they tar a little portion of the road, people will be, thank you our government for giving us road, whereas that's the function of government, to provide good things of life to the people. So the people can barely think that these things belong to them. They dole out money to people, and since some people think they have advantage, like somebody was saying, in some areas, when somebody steal your property, you shout, you raise hell, and you want to ask people to come and help you arrest the thief. But here we are the one that will defend our thieves.
And that makes it unfortunate. Dickie, you want to have an input on that, because you look at it, at least when your common patrimony is stolen, you want to fight for your right, you want to ask questions. But in this case, the people are so docile, the prodigal sons and daughters, they steal from the people, they rub it off on them, they even use it, to their advantage amidst the people. And you see everybody prostrated, you see everybody kneeling. How did they achieve this?
It's a simple thing. The theory of power, treachery or terror, pain or pleasure. That's the theory of power. Once I have power, I can open the key to treachery to you for a day. You take your fancy. Or I terrorize you. Government all over the world are the greatest terrorists you can find anywhere in the world. Because they have the legal right to carry arm. Right? The issue here is this. It doesn't take the entire populace. It has never taken the entire populace. It will only take a few. The Yoruba people will tell you, "Èèyàn péréte ló ń ṣèlú." Those of you that are perspective enough to know that your common patrimony is being stolen, what are you doing? I think I asked this question some times ago. I directed it at Femi. Maybe you will answer. If you get a call now that your father's house, there is rain and everything your dad uses left to work for is being washed away, what will you do?
Obviously, you rise.
So why are you not rising? That has been my own question. If you believe this country belongs to you as much as it belongs to me, as long as it belongs to others, why are you looking for somebody to rise on your behalf?
So you help deal with this again. It's not as if the people don't want to rise, but you talked about the concept of power and what it comes with, terror or pain. So you talked about, you defined the government as the most organized terrorist organization, as it were. Permit me to borrow that word. So the people are afraid of terror, the terror of the government. Even when they know they are on the right track, the government has a way of saying, no, you're wrong, because this is the government. You don't offend the government.
See, I think, let's go back to the basics in this thing. It's not rocket science. If I find it easy to slap you and take your pen, I will. You went to primary school, you went to secondary school. There are people who do this just because they think they can slap you. Not what did you do. It's for you to rise up against the bully.
Okay.
And when I say rise up against the bully, just come back to your father's house.
But even in that, when he came back, the father still received him joyfully, gleefully, in spite of his prodigality.
Because that's his father's house. If we retrace our step today, we will go back to affluence. As a nation. As a nation, we go back to affluence. Why will the father say no? The resources are there. Everything that God has placed in this land belongs to you. God will not say, okay, so you've learned your lesson. And that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Now, there is nothing wrong in going astray, but there is everything wrong in not being able to retrace yourself. The guy that fall is not the guy that failed. It's the guy that fall and refuse to stand up. That's the guy that failed. That's why in your school, when they won't send you out because you missed one or two questions, they will mark it wrong and give you the correct answer. They call it correction. And it is a correction.
But time is of essence, don't you? You talked about resources. Every resource, whether natural or unnatural, has a times, a lifespan. But shouldn't the fear? It appears the fear is there that time is going. These resources may just dry up. These resources
it will dry up if you refuse to do anything with it. It's time bound. Some of them. Some are utility bound. Over time, even what you call gold, somebody may develop something that will be more fanciful than what you call gold. Right? The idea Nigerians should ask today is very simple. Does Nigeria belong to me? Am I truly bona fide Yoruba man? Am I truly bona fide Igbo? Am I truly bona fide Hausa man?
Okay.
On your hand.
How do we retrace our steps? How do we get out of this rut? How do we ensure that, as Dickin has said, we take control of our resources?
Let's go back to the issue of the prodigal son again. The man came back when he realized himself. And
How long will it take us to realize ourselves?
We are now telling those whom we can say they are at the helm of affairs now, and we think they are not doing the right thing, that the time is now for you to realize yourself and come back. You know, the Nigerian society, we are always very forgiving, if I must say that, use that word. Whatever anybody does in the past, the moment you are towing the line of the people, the moment you are doing something that the people likes, they will forget whatever you have done. We've had heads of state who voluntarily relinquished power, and people did not bother to ask them whatever they've done when they were in power. In fact, they elevated them into the position of heroes and statesmen. We are now saying, if those who are at the aim of affairs now should realize themselves and know that this thing cannot go on forever, let them do what the people are asking for.
Mr.
People are asking for restructuring. Let's go back to the basic. Let's retrace our steps. Let's correct the wrongs of the past. Akin to their cause, and let the people participate in whatever the form of government they want for themselves.
But the issue is this: is it possible for them to have a rethink when all the resources are still available to them? Nothing is being taken away from them, from them. In such an instance, it could be very difficult to think right. When there was fuel scarcity, you still see the ruling class brewing syringes going in convoy. All of those things are still available to them. Humongous amount of money is yearly voted for them. Nothing is taken away from them. How will they think that there is problem? They talk of president governors, they talk of detached people.
Okay, let me tell you something. It's only terrorists and the religious terrorists are that want to go to the battle and die on the battle. Thieves don't want to die because they want to enjoy their loot. So also all other pickpockets and all the rest. If they are made to realize that whatever you've taken now, if you do the right thing, you can keep it. But if you insist on holding on to the patrimony of the people, one day people will rise up and you will lose everything, even your life. So the moment they realize
it's a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. Okay. The moment you realize that, you will know that this thing cannot go on forever. And if you don't want to lose everything at a go, it's better you akin to the call of the people that let us go down to the basic, let us rearrange these things. Like we were talking about resources. Petroleum is almost going extinct now. So petroleum is no more the gold, the liquid gold of the past. And those who have made when the sun shines, they are enjoying the infrastructure they've built over the years. So there are some other resources that we have and that we are not utilizing now. It's better our leaders wake up, and this is the essence of the symposium coming on.
It's just that DK, you belong to a group, the Rebirth Group, planning a symposium from the founding fathers to the prodigal sons and daughters, the challenges of national development. What is it all about? Who are participants in this?
Oh, I will tell you that I find it very, very, very challenging. I am greatly happy. On Thursday, barely 48 hours from now.
That's 9th December?
9th of May.
Yes.
Almost every indigenous, in particular, groups will gather in Ibadan. You will have the Ogoni people.
From the south-south?
From the south-south. You will have the Kwararafa people. You will have the southern Kaduna people.
Sokapo.
You will have the Awusas. I'm not talking of northerners. I'm
The
talking
Hausas.
of the Awusas. Ably represented,
Yes.
sitting side by side with the Igbos,
The Ohanize.
the Ohanese. Baba himself is likely going to be seated in Wanyao.
Okay. Okay. Because I wanted to ask when you said Baba, the thing is Baba Olusegun Obasanjo.
Oh, okay. Well, Olusegun Obasanjo expressed his regret. He wrote that he would have loved to be there, but for some other commitments.
Okay.
Commended the effort, and is waiting for us to see how far we will go. Right? Is very, very interesting to me. I must
And so
confess.
what makes this so special? In 2014, there was a confab, and someone will be seated listening saying, will this not be like every
2014?
other symposiums confab that we have had?
No, it's not likely going to be by God's grace. And I tell you why. Number one, this is being planned by individuals. We are not constrained by challenges of governance. Right? And these are people that agree that they've been docile, they've been prodigal, they frittered away the opportunities they had in the past. Can we reset our brain? Can we, let me use the word they use now, can we borrow ourselves?
Borrow ourselves sense.
Right? So, we will sit down and simply ask the question that Femi asked the other time. If truly you are proud of Awolowo, you are proud of Sardauna, you are proud of Zik, like that. If there is a magician to wake these people up today, and they are to ask you, Anu, are you truly my child? And you see the whole thing falling.
Humbling.
What did you do? What will be your response? And that's the question we want to ask. Nobody is fighting. This is a peaceful gathering. This is a peaceful gathering. And most of us are actually not really interested in position or positioning. Right?
This is not about politics.
No.
It's not about 2027.
No, 20 what? See,
Before you go on looking, somebody even suggested, or somebody came up with this, that day, 9th May, symbolizes something in this country.
that is the day Awolowo died.
May 9, 1987. So you planned this symposium for that day?
We planned it to be a resurrection day. The whole idea really is this. Femi, I'm aware you have children.
Yes, sir.
And I've always been saying here, my late mother planted something in my brain. The comfortable one, don't
Leave
go
it
exile.
alone.
Most of us seated here, most of the people listening, already have their passport.
Not
Either
no
waiting-
visa.
some are waiting for visa and whatever. But where they are going, have you ever asked the question? Was it like that in the beginning? In Ibadan here, Saudi prince used to come to UCH.
Yes.
Saudi prince. Meaning they agree that we have a better facility,
Center of
better
Medical
doctors,
Excellence.
better infrastructures. That's why they are coming. They were not like that before. Right? So we need to really ask the question, how did we get here? We got here because when it rains and there is flood, it goes to the lowest part. Right? So with ease, if you don't want it to come and destroy your home, you channel it. nobody channel our energy
towards productive ends.
towards anything useful.
Okay. Okay.
So we now need to ask ourselves, before this house collapses, what must we do? And I dare tell you, 20 whatever you are talking about is a road to nowhere.
Okay. Okay.
You can't achieve anything
I
with it.
guess people in the back room there in the control room have something on this symposium you are talking
Okay.
about. So, control room, can we have this promo on the
TRG.
The representative of different ethnic nationalities in Nigeria are expected to converge in Ibadan on Thursday, 9th May 2024 to chart a new course for the nation in the face of the myriad of challenges facing it. The ethnic nationalities which will be meeting at the symposium organized by the Rebirth Group include Afenifere, Ohaneze Indigbo, Movement for the Survival of Ogoni People, National Youth Council of Ogoni People, the Niger Delta Congress, the Southern Cardinal People's Union, the Hausa-Watan South Development Association, the Southwest Stakeholders Forum, and many others. The symposium, whose theme is From the Founding Fathers to the Prodigal Sons and Daughters, the Challenges of Nation Building, is organized by a socio-political and non-governmental organization, the Rebirth Group. Sub-themes: will the Founding Fathers be alive today? What will they do in the face of the prevalent challenges in Nigeria? Guest speakers at this symposium shall include Professor John Ayuade, a political scientist and consultant, as well as Professor Usman Bogaje. In the time being, Nigeria's former military head of state and two-time president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, has endorsed the symposium, saying that it is coming at a very appropriate time in the history and political development of the nation. In a letter which he personally signed and addressed to the coordinator of the Rebirth Group, Dikin Owolabi Oladejo, Chief Obasanjo commended the wisdom of the group in coming up with the symposium at this time. The symposium shall hold at the conference center of the University of Ibadan, opposite the Chapel of Resurrection, on Thursday, 9th May 2024, beginning at 10 a.m. Prince Femi Makpaderun for the Rebirth Group.
All right.
Well, we haven't seen listen to the promo on that symposium. Let me say that it is open to everybody to participate. You can come online, you can even come physically to the conference center, University of Ibadan. The conference center opposite the Chapel of Resurrection, University of Ibadan.
Not the international.
Not the
conference.
International Conference Center. So, Dickin, before we open our studio lines, what is the central message that this symposium is to pass across?
The central message is simple. It's not a bad story yet.
It is not a bad story yet.
No. But before it goes bad, we've gone through, let me use the word, a terrible war. Brothers fighting each other.
67 to 70?
Shooting at each other. But bad as that is, it's not comparable to what happened in Rwanda. There is nothing wrong. There is actually nothing wrong in having issues amongst yourself. There is nothing wrong if you allow it. People will loot you. There is nothing. It's not new. People are not looting in America because, I mean, they have their own states, and you know who to hold responsible for something.
Okay.
So it's not as if it's a bad story. No, we all need to just come together, ask a very simple question in love, answer it in love. That, come on, no reasonable person go into marriage aiming at divorce. No. But
we are in this marriage, and some people are preaching to that end. So
there is no marriage that I'm aware of,
so
at least including mine, that there won't be argument
yes,
between husband and wife, including my own, that there won't be argument between brothers and sisters. In fact, where in some homes, They will even exchange blows. But that doesn't mean they are not of the same parents.
Okay.
No, we can rescue this nation.
So that is the central message.
Yes, we've had the opportunity to fight, and we fought.
It's not that bad yet.
Yes, no.
So we can still redeem the nation.
We can, if only we know. You know your right, I know my right.
Okay. 0916 104 7698. 0916 104 7698. 0811 052 6487. 0811 052 6487. Or 0902 280 9257. Those are the lines to get to the studio.
Hello, good morning. Olusegun Tawole, you're welcome. Welcome.
Thanks for having an idea. From refining products to the precursors. In the Bible, land that the precursors came to senses and realized his money. Are these products really program of dollars? I doubt. So the Bible says, diligent to the release in the morning. Which I will say that we are better also before this time. Which we are better.
All right. Thank you so much, Olusegun Tawole, for your time on the program. You can be part of the program. The numbers are
0916 104 7698. 0811 052 6487.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, the four wise men.
Thank you,
I am
welcome.
Private Shitu calling from the Jebu Igbo in Ogun State.
You're welcome.
I have an appeal to make this morning. And I want it to be part of our agenda when we come to the summit. Finally or gradually, people now choose to say derogative things on radio. To Mr. President, to the government. This government will not work. This government will fail. Nigeria is finished. This cannot work under this man. This man cannot do it. Is that what we need for now? Picking Owonabi and the other white men in the house. That is why I become a parliamentarian to Femi programs. Because when you choose to say anything that is innovative against etiquette of your cabinet, it cuts you off. Right on this platform, somebody was saying, if I have my way, I will shoot to no move, I will kill to no move a leader. Is that what we are saying supposed to be saying it? Somebody just called him Pharaoh this morning. And he has been repeating himself on this platform and several platforms. How do we control derogative comments? You want a stick and you want to feed a dog. Is it possible? What are we supposed to be saying to authority right now? I need response. And we should prepare them for us in the summit. Good morning.
Thank you, Primate. Hello, good morning. Oh, okay. Kindly call back 0811052647, 0902280927, 091610479698. These are the numbers to call to be part of the program this morning. I think on this station we don't, welcome abusive words. We encourage people to even pray for the leaders. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Joe Ibuzon Jock is my name, and I thank you for this program, and I thank you for the people who are there.
Mr. Njoku, you're welcome.
I hope to be there next tomorrow. I know this day you are talking of conference at the University of Ghana. I will take the opportunity, I will make sure I'm available there. But then I remind you that some years ago, Major General Muhammad Buhari said this generation and the day the future generation belongs to us all. We shall remain here and serve together. While reviewing the 1923 Constitution, we shall justify his new constitution for Nigeria on the ground that the northern Nigeria wanted little or nothing to do with the south. This deal was subsequently enclosed in the 1940s by both Chief of Parliament Awolowo and Amadu Bello. Both of them stated quite clearly that they don't regard Nigeria as a mere geographical expression and not a united nation. In 1957, the opportunity came when the southern politicians demanded for the complement of that amalgamation. The northern Nigeria said it was not ready. Chief of Parliament Awolowo said it was ready. It was Dr. Nandaziki of the NCNC who said they are going really to what he called organization of the country and preparedly a breakdown. Even when Nigeria does not exist. At that time, the Northern was shouting Araba. Araba means let's go our defense way. In my own view, Nigeria, by logic of history, cannot survive forever except with resources. John Uzojoku is manifesting.
Mr. John Uzojoku, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sirs.
Thank you.
Samson Akintayo from Abu.
You're welcome.
Yes, on the issue of the prodigal son, the boy came back to his senses at the point when there was no more resources for him. I hope we will not come back to our senses when the crude oil and every other resources we rely on that we are squandering when those resources will not be there anymore. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samson Akintayo from Agoro. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I am Kiri.
You're welcome.
Calling from UK.
You're welcome.
Thank God for this kind of move. It will bring people together. And I want anyone God government to like it their life to Shiva Babu because he didn't have any statement there. So please, your program for this time around, want people to be, informed as you have said it. But because the reason why we have this thing that to educate people, so we thank you for your front. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Stephen Oedele. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
You're welcome. Madam Deborah, please. Madam Deborah, could you please turn down the volume of your radio?
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Àwọn aláàrẹ̀ ó pè yín lágbára Ọlọ́run, and it should be the right step at the right time now, and we get it right by the grace of Almighty God, because the prodigal son has taken over the country, we know, but how to get it back is a big issue, and I know what they are trying to do now. We bring it back to the normal. The structure is bad, the foundation is bad, but how can we get it right? That is the purpose of your gathering together, and God will see you through in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Madam Deborah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Mr. Okechukwu calling from Jos, Lagos State.
All right, Mr. Okechukwu from Jos, welcome.
Yeah, I love the program from the founding fathers to the prodigal sons and daughters. You see, please, I would sound very direct. Our forefathers made a very big mistake, particularly from the Constitution of Nigeria. They would have allowed the issue of referendums to come in, so that when a country is tired to stay together, and you have done everything possible to allow people to be together, population is a very big issue when it comes to, unity. Nigeria is a multifaceted tribe where you have too many tribes, and where the minorities are not getting what they want, they tend to go against the constitution or the unity. Likewise, what I'm trying to say here is that right now the population of Nigeria has outgrown that unity that we really enjoyed, or our forefathers enjoyed. You can see that in many countries of the day, like in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, many countries separated peacefully just to live, so that they can enjoy their own interests and whatever philosophy or ideology they have. But right now in Nigeria, if you try to force this unity and it does not work, what do you think will happen? I love the program, and I expect that this program should be very, very straightforward, genuine, let justice play, not coming to showcase culture. When you show cultures will not really save Nigeria or solve our problems. That is it. You see, what is happening in the Niger Delta, what is happening in the Igbo land, the ITOP, and what's happening in the north, the Boko Haram, and these are all agitations trying to show you that Nigeria is suffering from that unity problem. And that unity problem is as a result of the pain that our founding fathers did not do well to accept or to put us on a pedestal that we can easily circulate peacefully and still work together. In Nigeria, what is right for Nigeria now is confederation. True confederation whereby people can, every region will be able to manage its own resources, handle security and other things partly.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Okechukwu from Jos. Our time is fast spent. I think we just need to, be coasting home gradually. Now, the rebirth group, Deacon, the issue of misrepresentation of the thoughts, has it ever occurred to this group?
Representation of what thoughts?
That
we
exactly whenever
anybody that has spent just an hour with me before, just an hour, anybody that has ever listened to me before, we know there is no way that I will be interested in balkanization of Nigeria. It's not possible. If I'm giving my background, giving everything around me, I am a very typical Nigerian. I have people that are related by blood with the East. I grew up in the North. I still have my people there. So there is no way that I will be thinking of balkanization of Nigeria. And Primate said some people are causing Nigeria, some people are doing this. I think people should learn that you get what you want. In the same land that there is poverty, that there is dryness, some people are prospering. Even in the Bible, you get what you want, you get what you hope for. If you say the wrong thing, be careful what you say with your mouth. If you say it is difficult, it's gonna be difficult. It's not anything. So those who are causing Nigeria are only causing themselves.
Okay,
those who are causing the leaders are only causing themselves.
Just to round up on your thoughts.
I want people to be hopeful. Like we always say, a better Nigeria is possible. And this symposium is going to expose a lot of hidden problems, even within the nationalities, and is a problem-solving gathering, and people that will have the chance to be there, let them come. This is a process. We are starting a process of a rebirth and a process of healing.
Okay.
God will see us through.
Amen to the prayers. Well, we're all invited, just as you have heard. It's coming up on Thursday. I think that date was, carefully chosen. That is the day Awolowo died. And Deacon has said that it's about bringing back the memories of Awolowo, everything that he lived for. Hoping to see you there. It's the best place to leave it for today. I am Anuluapo Homoride. This program comes up next week. This is not going to be the end. See you next week. But before then, see you on Thursday at the University College, the University of Ibadan.
Thank you so much, Anu. Let me just make an announcement here. This program will be transmitted live. That is the one at the University of Ibadan Conference Center shall be transmitted live. So the link will be sent and you can see it on our channels, even on radio, on the e-invite that has been sent across. So you can equally come. It is a physical meeting. Come and be part of us. Come and hear your views. Come and tell Nigerians how you think Nigeria should move forward. And this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on the program this morning. Deacon Olabiola Dejo, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Mr. Laulabogluko, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for your time.
I believe we'll see all of you at the Conference Center, University of Ibadan. And to our backroom staff, Tope Olalude, Tujadefa, Shegun, Sulaiman, and all of you, we thank you for doing a wonderful job this morning. My name is Adefemi Makwadero. I will see you at the Conference Center, University of Ibadan on Thursday. Do have a pleasant day and stay blessed.